Hello and welcome to Start Linux Today. In this video we're going to be covering Elementary OS. Elementary OS is a great beginner's distro in terms of it does a lot of hand holding for you. It has a great app store where you can find apps and install them without having to use the command line for a lot of the things. So yeah, if you're just looking for a quick and easy jump into Linux, Elementary OS is fantastic for that, and you'll understand why as we get through the video. It shares a lot of similarity with the OS X, so the Apple Mac operating system. So if you are a Mac user, this will be quite familiar for you, which is, again, if you're coming from Mac and you're wanting to try Linux, this is a perfect distro to have a try. So let's just jump straight into it. I'm going to run through the install. If you don't want to watch the install, feel free to skip through, but again, it's entirely up to you what you want to see and what you don't. So just have a look through the video as you will. But let's just jump straight into it. So we're going to install Elementary OS. And you can see here, like any other Linux distro, you choose your keyboard layout. Now it's automatically detected mine. Again, you can just test it here. So like hello, try the symbols and make sure they are the correct symbols for your keyboard. And then we can hit continue. And here, again, most Linux distros will offer you this choice where you can download updates while installing Elementary and then install any third party. So this will be like graphic drivers, sound card drivers, anything like that. I'm not going to worry about the third-party software just because this is a virtual machine, and I'm not going to worry about the updates either at this time because again it's just a virtual machine, and this is the latest distro off Elementary OS's website, so it should be pretty up to date. I'm just going to erase and install Elementary completely onto this. I'm not going to worry about encrypting it or anything like that, but that is an option if you would like to. Again, this will just give you a little prompt saying, hey look, we're going to install it on this drive, and it's going to tell you the partitions and the file format it's going to be using. It's fine, we can just hit continue on that. Okay, so here you can see that it's automatically detected where I'm coming from. So it's got Auckland, well, just New Zealand. If it doesn't automatically detect yours, you can just click anywhere on the map, or you can type in here where you are. By clicking on the map is relatively easier. So yeah, I'm just going to leave it as that and hit continue, and then enter in your name. Okay, so I've put in my credentials here. You have to have a password for Linux. You can't just not have a password because the first account that you create is a root user, so they have to have a password. So let's go continue. But you can choose to log in automatically. And here is just a basic install now. So we've done the hard part, which is just entering all your credentials and stuff like that, and now you can see it's just going to run through the install here. Okay, so Elementary OS has been installed and now we can log in. So let's just do that. Okay, and this is what you will be greeted with when you log into Elementary OS. So as you can see straight away, it's got that Mac OS X feel, doesn't it? So you've got the dock down the bottom here. So multitasking, so that is your web browser. You've got a built-in email client, calendar, music, videos, photos, your system settings, and your app center. So this is what I was talking about before. If you're not a fan of downloading stuff off of through the command line, and you only want to download what Elementary OS recommends, this is perfect for that. So you can come into here, and then you can just have a look around. So there's games, graphics, development, audio. So let's have a look at maybe graphics, and then we'll go and have a look through here. So again, you've got multimedia file converter, and yeah, you got a screen recorder. This is a good piece of software right here. In Office, you have an ebook reader and a few files like this. Now, a lot of these might be unfamiliar with you, but I do recommend giving these a try because you'll be surprised on how good these software can be. Okay, so that's the App Center. What we can do now is we can leave this here. And actually this is perfect. So here you'll see it's automatically telling you that there's updates available. So let's click on this. And here you can go, okay, so here are the updates that are recommended. So you don't have to do the command line or anything to install updates. It's all here for you. And it's just a matter of clicking update all, and then you'd enter in your password. I'm not going to worry about running these updates, but again, that's how easy Elementary OS makes you to look after your system. So what else is there? Let's have a look at the system settings. Perfect. So now we can have a look at notifications, security and privacy. You can change the display if it's not looking right. You can add user accounts if you would like, which is fine. So you just have to unlock it here, and then it would allow you to add users once you add your credentials in. Let me just show that for you. Okay, so then you just click on the plus down here, and then you can choose what sort of user to make. So you can make a standard user or an admin. I recommend you'd only ever create one admin, and you already have an admin account, so I would just create standard users from here on out. But that's Elementary OS. You've got a little search bar up here as well, so this is where you can just search for software you've installed. You do have a terminal, so here again, if you would like, you could install software through here if you can't find it in the App Center, say like if you want Spotify or something like that. And then if you come back up to here, you've got your files, so this is your file navigator, and you can just access all your files, pictures, and everything through here. So yeah, so that's Elementary OS, okay? It's a perfect distro if you just want to get your feet wet with Linux. It does limit you a little bit in terms of it doesn't give you access to beta software or something like that, you know what I mean? So it just gives you what you need, and if there's anything that you want, you can always add that into your system yourself if you would like. But if you're just looking for something to get the job done and you to tinker around, Elementary OS is a fantastic distro for that, and it's got great compatibility with running on full hardware, so you could just install this onto a laptop. Maybe you just wanted to tinker around with, install it on there and have fun. Play with it and see how you find it. And then once you get that little bit of knowledge, you start using the terminal a bit more, then maybe you could jump up to Linux Mint, and then have a bit more of play, and then you can keep moving from there. Again, Linux Mint is another very great beginner distro, but again, if you're happy with starting here, especially if you're a Mac user, Elementary OS is fantastic for you. So yeah, that's the end of this video. That just gave a big overview of Elementary OS. There's not much to go into. It's a very simple distro. So if you're coming from Mac and you want something that has that look and feel, this is perfect for you. So thank you very much for checking out Start Linux today, and I hope you stick around with trying Linux, and I wish you the best for your future with your Linux endeavors.